Happy October. Well, hey guys, welcome back to this episode. In the last episode, basically, we freaked out Rose, and basically she's trying to kick us out. You know, it's kind of my fault, but come on, at some point we have to tell her what's going on. Let's see what else happens in this episode, so keep on watching. She grasps her hands in front of her eyes, pleading for understanding. And I do understand. To some extent. That doesn't mean I'll feel any less awful. Whether at myself at an unlucky turn the situation has taken, or for her, I don't really know.
I promise I'll give you a full report of what happens after. I'll even let you take the lead tomorrow.
Fine. Okay. I'll step aside for now.
You're upset.
Of course I'm upset. You're kicking me to the curb, bitch.
A little, yeah, obviously.
If it's any consolation, I won't tell the boss about today. You know how he is.
Please don't. I don't want a repeat of the lecture I got during my first assignment. He called me a noob, and I don't even know what that means.
You never played a video game, bro, Isabella? You never heard of, like, you know, Mario at your point? Earning us strange looks from... Okay, at the memory we both burst into helpless giggles, earning us strange looks from guests milling about the door. Talking and laughing like this is easy to forget any mishaps that happened. Little things you learn to appreciate, I guess.
So, are we good?
I'm still not okay with it, but Rose has a point. It's better for me to step out of this one for now.
I won't be able to help you anyways if I keep getting distracted like this. Maybe I'll just take a walk outside or something while I wait for you to wrap things up.
Why do you have to take a walk outside alone?
Please, just stay put. I insist.
I'm not an invalid, Rose.
You clearly have not seen how you looked earlier.
It's not that bad.
Color hasn't even returned to your cheeks yet. Just stay here, alright? Don't even think of going anywhere.
Fucking treating me like I'm 10.
Let me finish what I'm doing here, and then I'll take you back to Luxembourg myself to have that minor bump checked. At least wait for me to call someone who'll fetch you, okay?
She's gone before I can voice one word of complaint. Left with nothing else to do, I find myself drifting back to the foyer. A few visitors linger in the area. Some merely enjoy the afternoon sunlight streaming through the stained glass window. Others can see the admiring the priceless antiques decorating the room. One group of elderlies, gathered some ways across from me, is occupied in a friendly banter of which would cost me more to buy. A little argument here and an occasional laughter and teasing there. I smile to myself. The conversation reminds me of what I've been missing these past few months. Rose is probably right, I do need a break. Maybe this afternoon hangout will help. Speaking of, I should call Ash. I was thinking about him actually. Like, really. It's a few hours earlier from what I've told him, but he did ask for a call once I'm done. Is he like my boyfriend? Besides, I don't have a ride back. He offered, so I might as well take it. Or bribe him into giving me one. Not that he'll ever accept the latter personal convictions and all. Honestly, if there's something I find admirable in him, despite his tendency to annoy the hell out of me, it's that, well, whatever way it works, a free ride is still a free ride. There is Rose's offer too, but despite what she says, I know she'll be busy for the rest of the afternoon, especially without me assisting. Bothering her for a favor as small as this is the last thing I want to do right now. Can't she just ask for like a taxi or an Uber? A couple of minutes and a few prayers asking for a decent signal later, the call finally connects and...
Ash, Buck City. Baggers, watch out. Can't beat me. Looking for trouble? Better not lie. I'm a cool dude. Pretty fly for an Asian guy. Sup, I'm Ash from Deluxe City.
What a fucking loser.
Can't beat
Okay, I'm glad that he's not my boyfriend.
Better not lie. I'm a cool
What?
dude. Pretty fly for an
Shit,
Asian
how
guy.
loud is this thing even?
Sup, I'm Ash from Deluxe City. Baggers, watch
A
out.
sharp ringing
Can't
fills the
beat me.
entire hall,
Looking for
despite the
trouble?
pleasant
Better
quiet
not
that has
lie.
set. Soon
I'm a
enough,
cool
heads
dude.
begin to
Pretty
turn in
fly
search of
for
the
an
source,
Asian
mine
guy.
included.
Sup, I'm Ash from the Lux.
My eyes dart around the small crowd before zeroing in one lone figure crouched behind the same old of old people checking out the decor moments later. He's in the room with me. He's facing away from me, fumbling with something in his hand. But I don't need to see his face to know whose back it is. Oh, I recognize that dumb parka anywhere. Without bothering to end the call, I marched towards him. After what happened today, I'm really not in the mood to deal with this.
Of all the times to...
Ashton Frey!
What happened next is something I surely regret later on for not having recorded.
Ah!
He jumps out, letting out an unidentified yelp, followed by his phone slipping out of his grip. It bounces from one hand to another in his pale attempt to catch it, before ultimately falling flat on the floor without resounding clack. It's kind of a feel sorry for the phone and the floor. But it's not every day that you can catch someone like Ash off guard and get a reaction. Why is he in this? Is he stalking me? Damn his stupid detective sense. I'll take every ounce of victory I can get, no matter how small. Ha! An awkward pause passes between us. He blink? A cough. He makes a face, and then, in a quick motion, ducks and retrieves his absurd gadget, while a grin threatens to break out of my lips. He doesn't meet my eyes when he straightens, but a flush has crept his neck and cheek. It's so cute. He's actually really cute. In another universe where we haven't known each other for 5 years, suffering through his teasing is a day-to occurrence chance, I'd find that adorable. Endearing even. Unfortunately, this isn't that kind of world. The way things are, I'm already content to see him out of his obnoxious calm and collective disposition.
Hello to you too, Static Cat. I could stand to be greeted like a normal person, you know.
What? And miss that look on your face? No way. Oh man, I should have taken a picture.
I am so honored you find this funny. Is that how you treat your guests? I think I need to talk to your supervisor.
Talk to yourself. You aren't even a guest here. What are you doing here in the first place?
I'm guessing he wants to know about the whole murder. Like he's the detective of that. For a moment, he looks like a cat that swallowed the canary. Suddenly, checking every nook and cranny in his phone for any damage or scratch seems to be more interesting activity than explaining himself.
Ash.
I love that face of hers. Like the dead stare, like, you're gonna answer me, and you're gonna do it quickly.
I could be looking to buy a house.
A mansion?
Yeah, why not? Did you see the view outside? It doesn't look haunted to me at all. He's
messing with me.
Ashton, I am not in the mood. What are you doing here?
He chances a glimpse at some point behind me. The parlor? Curious, I follow his gaze, but before I figure out what has caught his attention, he places his hand on my shoulder and turns me back to face me.
I just finished working on something, so I dropped by.
I still don't see how his work has anything to do with why he's here. At my confusion, look, he dropped a hand resting on my arm, like he had touched something particularly hot, and casually rubs the back of his neck.
And I said I'll see if I can pick you up. Turns out I can. Free time.
Man, you know, you should really date him. Like, I hate in like every anime or like a manga or like dating sims, it's like you never pick your closest friend.
So here I am. Figured you'd still be busy, and so I roamed around for a while.
Oh, you should have mentioned that sooner. I was about to throw you out.
Throw me? Hey, I was given a pamphlet. I think that makes me a legitimate client.
We have mandatory sign-in sheets for clients, Ash. I didn't see your name on it. And you can't just roam around because it says open house. Normal people actually follow an etiquette here.
Oh really? I honestly thought you could roam around in an open house. I didn't know you had to actually, there's an etiquette.
Right, okay. I think I'll just go ahead and...
You know, like, I imagine like some guy just walks into the bathroom just to take a shit in like the toilet and it's like, yeah, this works great. You know, just letting you guys know.
No, wait. I wasn't really going to throw you out. Rose said... Never mind. I was just about to leave anyway.
Wait, what? Now?
Something must have shown on my face because he paused and gave me a long, hard stare. Sometimes I forget how easy reading people is for Ash, given how he often looks as everything around him is a chore. I avoid his eyes, hoping he'll drop the subject and won't ask any questions. The last thing I want is to tell him what happened, especially the part about the letter. In fact, he's the last person on Earth I'll think about telling it to if I can help it. Sure, he's the temple guy. God knows how many times he has helped me even without me asking for it. But stuff like ghosts and the supernatural? He'll never believe those even if he hears it from a friend, especially maybe if it's Becca. On a good day, the most harmless thing he'll do is give you an explanation why those things have no chance of ever being real. At worst, he's insufferable. He'll poke fun at you at every single chance he'll get. Asshole. What did I ever do to him? He never does that to Becca or Zach. I already imagined how things will go down at the moment I spill a word of what I saw. Nope, over my dead body. Before it catches his attention, I shove the letter deep into my bag.
What's wrong?
Nothing. Let's just go.
Doesn't look like a nothing to me.
We still have Zach's movie tonight, remember?
It's still early. And didn't you say your shift will end around 5 or 6? What about... Hey, Isabella, wait up!
God, that ominous, sound. I hate that sound. A rush of air greets me as soon as the main door opens. Not the usual autumn draft, but it's still a welcoming change from the stifling atmosphere inside the mansion. Ash steps are quick behind me, the sole of his shoe stumping hard against the polished concrete in an awkward cadence as he rushes to catch me. He calls out once and twice, and the mattress still looms in the background. Whispers call me back, shadows beckoning. Ugh. That noise isn't really helping anything for me. I don't look back. We spend the ride back to Luxembourg City in a relatively quiet manner, with only the radio disjointing hums in the background to fill the silence. Occasionally Ash will reach out to fiddle with it until the signal settles or it's on a respectable volume, but otherwise he doesn't say anything. Neither do I. However, if the furtive glance he's been sending my way are signs, I know there are things he's been itching to ask since we left the mansion. Like, what kind of friends are you guys? You don't even talk to each other in the car. It's like, well, what's the point of like having friends drive you if you can't even talk? I keep my eyes trained on the passing scenery outside in a small hope that my disinterest will disillude him.
Here.
All of a sudden, he tosses something at me from a small compartment on his side. It hits me clearly on the chin before I can make a chance to catch it. The small package makes a small landing on my lap instead.
Sorry.
The glare I send him wipes the smirk about to form clearly off his face. He clears his throat for focusing his eyes on the road again. I swear he did that on purpose. Ignoring him, I flipped a half-forgotten package on my lap.
I won't say no to free food, but why are you giving away cereal bars?
It's not really a cereal bar. Well, yeah, it's chocolate cereal, but yangs. I wonder if that's a real cereal bar. I won't say no to free food.
I always have one on my person.
I always have one.
And you look like you're about to pass out.
I don't know why I'm
just
fucking reading. I mean, they have voices. Ugh.
Have you eaten lunch yet?
I don't even get a chance to deny it because right on cue my stomach rumbles loudly and as empty gnawing feeling in my belly becomes noticeable. I didn't eat at the fucking mansion? Like, you know, I know there's snacks for the guests, but we can fucking eat too. No surprise there, I did skip breakfast and lunch so I could catch Becca while she was on break. I was hoping to get a small meal after. I guess with everything going on I just forgot until Ash mentioned it. It's not like that hollow feeling's new to me though. If anything, it's just one of those things I've gotten used to ignore over the years, growling up. A thanks, then I tear open the packet and start nibbling at the edge of the bar. Apart from an acknowledging nod, Ash doesn't say anything after a small exchange. You guys are friends! Start acting like it. Talk to each other. For that, I'm thankful. After getting an earful from Becca and Rose, it's nice to be able to sit down with someone who is not going to nag at you.
How'd the open house go?
And that happens.
The usual. We got a bigger crowd than normal because of the property's fame, but really, no different from the typical open house. On second thought, it actually looks like a fancy party more than an open house. I've never felt so underdressed in my life. Weren't you there?
I wasn't really listening.
I should have asked someone to kick you out.
No, you won't.
And what makes you so sure?
One, ever since you got assigned to this property, you've been freaking out about it. Rebecca's words, not mine. She's been complaining to me about how you talked your ears off, by the way. Two, despite your initial qualms about the place, you still took the job. Which brings us to three. It's been months since you last settled a deal, and you're short on money right now since you're back to your instant noodle diet.
How do you even know about the last one?
Because you're friends! You should know this shit!
Rebecca. Anyhow, you're hellbent on selling the mansion. Even if someone you know personally is in the tour group, you aren't going to just kick them out. Every single person who went on your open house is still a prospective client to you. Even me.
He's not entirely wrong. Oh man, I walked right into that one, didn't I?
I hate you. I really hate you right now.
His answer is a small laugh, the kind that screams, "I'm right and I told you so." I hate it when he does that.
I'll have you know that there's already someone who's extremely interested in this property. So even if you expressed any sort of interest in it, I don't think they'd be willing to let you have it. Too bad.
Provided I didn't botch it with the rights. Hannah in particular didn't look too pleased with what I did. I owe Rose a big apology. I hope she likes free donuts.
You don't seem too happy about
For
it.
a fancy, for billionaires, just saying, like billionaires and like millionaires, the only thing you could offer was donuts. You don't seem too happy about it.
I am happy. Doesn't this look like a happy face to you?
No, that looks like I want to kill you face.
Really? And here I was thinking you found another one stuffed in the sofa. Or is it the wardrobe this time?
He meant that as a joke, but how close it is to the truth made my blood run cold and my own heart beats a heavy weight in my chest. All at once, the letter in my bag feels a whole lot heavier, burdened by my own guilt and apprehension.
Yeah, well, things happened. Stuff the right couple might not be pleased about. No need to make a fuss about it. It's normal in the business.
You made them angry?
Not angry, just stuff happened.
Like?
Things.
Did they do anything? Your clients, the rights, was it?
I can't answer that. He's my friend. I'm not gonna, I shouldn't lie to him. You know, I should try to avoid it at least.
You keep asking me about my work, yet you haven't said a single word about yours. That's not fair. Both you and Zach have literally disappeared off the face of the earth.
And an over-exaggeration, but change the subject to something else is better than outright lying to him. Besides, it never works with him. I'm not sure if it's because I'm just bad at it, or because he's just really good at his job. He doesn't answer immediately, only momentary shifts a glance over me, and returns to back to the road where he has to make a sharp turn. Outside, the sun has already started its descent, casting a vagrant orange glow on the tall buildings. I wonder how long before we reach the venue for Zach's film. Checking the street signs outside, it appears Ash has taken the longer route. Odd, but he's trying to avoid the rush hour traffic.
Didn't we just talk a week ago over chat?
God damn you.
That's different. Linking your awful memes in the group chat box every morning isn't exactly a conversation.
Hey, I feel personally attacked, okay? Memes is sort of talking, but you know, ugh. You know, whatever, you're right, fuck you.
Excuse me, I don't hear you calling them awful while you're laughing at all of them.
Shut up! And you aren't answering my question.
That earns him a soft punch to his arm. I did laugh at them, but I'm not going to give him a satisfaction of knowing that. I find most of them funny. It only makes his head bigger, stupid Ash.
Alright, lay off on the abuse. Remember that case I mentioned before? We've been trying to pin the bastard down, but it required more work than we anticipated. The guy's slippery like that. We got some good lead months ago.
He reaccounts what he's been doing in the time we haven't seen each other. His usual works, the occasional small investigation, and the big cases he's been stuck working on. Stuff he couldn't mention in the brief time we catched each other online. Although most of it are the trimmed down versions, only things he can tell, he's always been careful about that. Even in the ways he spins his answer to my question. Just enough to satisfy my curiosity, but enough to paint the whole picture. At one point, his voice takes a strained tone when he mentions something about the big case, and I don't dwell on it much. That's normal, right? I mean, who wouldn't be frustrated if you could bring someone to justice because they kept slipping out of your finger? If I were in his shoes, I'd definitely lose my mind. His stories never cease to be entertaining regardless. If things weren't the way they were back home, maybe I would consider taking the same job as him? Well, no, not really. Mama will never allow that. Because, you know, Mama doesn't like bullets. But the idea is still there. Along with the countless others I'd let go. Time passes quickly between us in this manner, and before I know it, we're already at the movie house. A small crowd has already formed in front of the movie theater. We arrived. The Lift Fest, short for Luxembourg Independent Film and Theater Festival, attracts a bigger crowd annually, and this year's no different. This is a huge crowd. There's literally like 6 people. I've only been to a few indie films screening with Zach, so I'm not expert on the matter. But I know that for people hoping to make a break in the industry, getting your film recognized by a local event like this is already a big deal. Especially for a newcomer like Zach. He hasn't even won an award, but just getting a confirmation letter at the festival committee wants to include his film in this year's lineup already puts a grin on his face for weeks. Speaking of the guy, he's impossible to miss. At 6 feet, he appears to loom over most of the moviegoers with his large build and heavy voice. There's no surprise when people give him a wide berth as they pass by. It's often easy to mistake him for someone intimidating at first glance. I did back when I didn't even know any better. Ash did too, I heard, once early in their friendship.
Oh, there's
Holy shit, you're fucking big. Holy crap. I can't tell if that's all muscle or all fat. Oh there, Zach.
Hey, you guys! Long time no see!
Did they really try to do a Jamaican accent? Zach's face lights up with a smile of his own. He moves towards us with careful steps, taking significant effort to make himself smaller so as not to bump or accidentally hit anyone. Typical Zach. As he nears Ash, casually raises his hand in greeting and...
Sup, Z-Man, my main man. What's crack-a-lackin', my homie?
You know, you're making it really hard to date you. The awkwardness that descends within the immediate vicinity of our small group is probable enough. Somewhere to our left, a girl giggles, only then do I become aware of my mouth hanging open. I almost amazed at how Ash can say that out loud with a straight face. Almost. Considering his track record, I should be used to it by now. Zach seems to be.
Yo, stop trying to act black, Ashton. And you're the only one who calls me Z-Man.
Okay, well, that's a little better. Their fondness underneath his expression tone. If there were any other person, he'd likely be offended, but years of friendship and familiarity has made one of those words harmless to the other's ear. Or at least enough for both to take it in stride.
It's been a while, Zach.
I hope you didn't get into trouble again.
Not much to get into trouble lately without you, I'm afraid. I'll let you know if something comes up, though.
Nah, I ended up with chicken down stuck on me last time I agreed. I'd really love at least this year to pass without some sort of accident happening again.
What does that mean? I ended up with a chicken down struck on me last time?
Hey, I take offense to that. It wasn't that bad.
You really have no idea.
A beat passes, and then Zach laughs.
Hey, I'm kidding! You know you can always count on me.
Well, hey guys, that's it for this episode. If you want to see more of Zach and Ash and Isabella hanging out, you know, like, sub, and subscribe, and see me next time for the next video. Bye, guys.